We all want happiness, but when you think about it, do you know what happiness truly is? The mistake that most people make is that they think happiness is tied to external factors. If you have money, a sexual partner, frequent vacations, or personal milestones, well, maybe you can be happy. Unfortunately, these things only give us a temporary feeling of pleasure. The truth is, our happiness is not so inextricably tied to some external force. But when we think that it is, we end up without control over our own happiness. This paradigm, beyond being unsustainable, is inherently hurtful. The truth is that we can only find happiness in the present. You can only gain peace when you search within yourself for it. Otherwise, you will easily be lost in wishing for something you can't have. We often think that happiness is fleeting. You have it for only a while and then it's gone. All too soon, you have to search for it again. This is because we regularly mistake pleasure for happiness. However, pleasure is temporary while happiness is stable. Here's the thing, happiness isn't a feeling, it's a mindset. It's the ability to look past all the trifles that you're experiencing and find peace beyond it. Happiness is not the lack of having problems. After all, without the comparison between good and bad, you won't know what either is. Happiness is always attainable because it relies on you and not some outside force. Happy people are all capable of thinking this way, of searching for it within themselves. These people cherish the simple things in life and tend to be fine even on their own. Even rich people can be unhappy, which is more proof that it doesn't rely on external factors. This may have ties to how our brains are wired to ensure our survival. In the past, this meant having food and living space along with a tribe. In modern times, it's more related to things like social status and money. When faced with threats to these things, we tend to be disproportionately panicked and try our best to calm ourselves down through harmful behaviors such as social media addiction and binge eating. These can cause us to stray further from our quest for happiness. Childhood trauma is another reason for unhappiness, but it can be treated. Traumatic events that occur especially in the first 6 years of life can have repercussions far into the future, causing individuals to have instinctive fears that affect how they react to stressful circumstances. However, even if you've had childhood trauma, it doesn't mean that you can never be happy. Just like how you may plan for your future, you can also plan for happiness. However, unlike the uncertainties of the days ahead, your plans for happiness are more likely to be fulfilled. One way you can do this is by having a solid life plan. Analyze your lifestyle and identify if there are aspects giving you unnecessary grief. If these are things you can change, why not shift your priorities to ensure that you are happier? One way to practice happiness is by being grateful for what you already have. This can be done by making lists or reflecting on what you are grateful for each day. There are ways to keep your life exciting and not fall into monotony. You can do this by changing up your schedule and routines, or just appreciating the small details in life. There are many things in life that we want before we think we can achieve happiness. Not only is this a crutch, but the struggle of obtaining these things can also actually make us more unhappy. Having materialistic things comes with a lot of burdens and responsibilities. It is the same with a higher paying and perhaps more stressful albeit prestigious job. Beyond this, having unrealistic expectations of ourselves, other people, or the world can make happiness an ever-elusive concept. Having fun doesn't have to be a competitive sport. By turning enjoyable activities into personal goals to be met, you are simply losing yourself to strict but useless desires while forgetting to enjoy the moment. If you want to open your life and your mind to happiness, you must decrease your reliance on external factors for happiness. You can do this by decluttering your home of needless materialistic objects and clear your head out of desires for the same. There are certainly advantages to being plugged into what's going on in the world. However, humans have an inherent negativity bias, which prompts us to hold on to and ruminate on negative news rather than happy ones. This tendency is routinely exploited by media outlets trying to gain numbers and popularity. They continuously manipulate how we feel via the news pieces they allow to dominate our attention. Being so used to such an established system has made us tend to catastrophize and make mountains out of molehills. As such, you should be more mindful of the stimuli that you allow to take up your attention. Being aware of such drama and fear-mongering helps as well. Remember, you can control your own happiness.